Hi, welcome to Chard Review. The movie revolves around the Great Wall of Donald Trump's favorite country, one of the world's most fascinating wonders. It spreads over 9,000 kilometers and took over 1,700 years to build. It is said that the wall protects the civilization settled within from various known and unknown threats. The movie opens up with the European mercenaries William Garrett and Pero Tovar riding through a desert with a group of men. Unfortunately, they're chased by some bandits for infiltrating their territory, so they quickly hide out in a cave. William and his troops have been riding for more than 6 months in China in search of a magical black powder. It's believed that the powder turns air into fire and kills dozens of men at one time. It's the weapon of everyone's dreams. William and his team have lost more than 20 men, and with no map, food, or medicine at Tovar, is fast losing hope. He insists on dropping the mission and returning back home, but William is determined to finish what they started. They take inventory of what they have left and discard whatever they deem unnecessary, including a heavy magnet. How's that work? Anyway? However, William decided to keep it as it can be used to make a compass. Suddenly the group hears strange noises and they come under attack by a mysterious creature. This movie's based on real events. Several of the men are finished off, but William bravely kills the monster and cuts off its hand. He then decides to carry the severed arm with them, hoping that someone can identify it. Later, as they continue their journey towards the Great Wall, the group is reduced to just William and Tovar. Soon they are greeted with multiple My hosts from Chinese soldiers of the Nameless Order. Left with no choice, the 2 Europeans immediately surrender. As they are being taken inside, they reveal the monster's arm. Seeing this, the soldiers are stunned, so they rush to alert their superiors, General Xiao, Strategist Wang, and Commander Lin, who surprisingly speaks English, probably to avoid subtitles since this movie's target demographic doesn't know how to read. General Xiao expresses surprise when he learns that the monster attacked them 2 days ago in the mountains. It appears as if everyone knows about its origins. William also lies about the reason for his visit, saying he has come to trade but was ambushed. Lin doesn't believe him, but strategist Wang advises the commander to keep the prisoners alive as they single-handedly killed the formidable monster. Their conversation is interrupted when a soldier comes rushing in and reveals that more creatures have been sighted making their way toward the wall. Wasting no time, the general gathers his armies, including the foot soldiers, archers, and the crane corps led by Lin. They all make their way to the top of the wall. With both William and Tovar still being held captive, it is finally revealed that the monster was actually a Tau tape and they weren't expected to attack for another 9 days. Soon, thousands of these monsters start running toward the wall, prompting the soldiers to attack. Lin and her troops hang from cords and descend to the battleground, while the other soldiers launched burning rocks and arrows in the direction of the creatures. Meanwhile, William and Tovar watch the bloody battle transpire and start worrying for their own lives as they shout for help. They notice another European named Ballard amongst them. "I'm something of a European myself," says Ballard. Soon the queen monster reveals herself and General Xiao orders his army to attack her. However, she effortlessly evades all attacks and orders her subjects to climb the walls. In response, General Shaw directs his men to engage in close combat. One monster manages to reach the top and starts massacring anyone it can lay its hands on. Amidst the chaos, William and Tovar convinced Ballard to free them. After this, they expertly kill the creature on the wall and some more down below until the queen aborts the attack and retreats. This earns Matt Damon and the Mandalorian the respect of General Xiao, and he allows them to stay as guests instead of prisoners. However, Xiao worries that the monsters have evolved and become more powerful and intelligent. In the next scene, William and Tovar finally get to speak with Ballard, and it's revealed that the latter had also come to China in search of black powder 25 years ago. however, after he was taken captive. He signed a deal with the Chinese to teach them English and Latin in exchange for freedom. At night, William and Tovar are honored by the Nameless Order for their courage and valor. There William shows off his archery skills to the delight of everyone in the room. He also gets to know Lin and learns that they are the same. Both of them were sent off to the army at a very young age. However, Lin thinks otherwise and she takes him to show how she fights when hanging from the cord. She tells him about trust and explains that in this army they fight for more than food and money. They give their lives to something more. They have trust in each other in all ways at all times. She then tries to get William to jump, but he doesn't quite trust her enough, thus proving that they are not the same Matt Damon. Later that night, Ballard secretly meets with William and Tovar to show them a glimpse of the black powder stolen from strategist Wang's supply. He says that the Tao Tao will soon return for battle and it will be the perfect time for them to make their escape. William and Tovar then speak with Wang regarding a magnetic stone they had brought with them. The latter, who knows a great deal about science, believes that the strange stone could help them fight the Tao Te. After this, Wang tells them the legend of the Tao Te. It turns out that 200 centuries ago there was an emperor who was consumed by greed. He deceived thousands of people and terrorized the area until calamity struck the heavens, sent a meteor that crashed into the Gowu mountain, turning it green and releasing Ganon. I mean the Tao Tai. Since then, these monsters rise every 60 years to scourge the north of China. They are a reminder of what happens when human greed goes unchecked. The taunt eat anything, alive or dead, and take food to their queen. Only with the food they supply is she able to multiply. The capital and its 2 million people are only 400 kilometers away. And if the taunt ever managed to get that much nourishment, no corner of the world would be safe. They should have moved further away then. The Nameless Order have tried to hunt the Tout, but they always disappear without any trace shortly after a Tart attacks. Near the wall once again, and in the fight, General Shao is mortally wounded. Before passing away, he makes a Lim the commander of the Nameless Order. Later, General Lin receives a 900-year-old report from beyond Liang, the capital, detailing the use of the magnetic stones as a way to repel the Tart. It's believed that the magnet makes the monsters deaf, and they are unable to receive signals from the Queen, making them fall still. To test this theory, William suggests capturing one of the monsters by sedating it. The next morning, the soldiers gather for another battle against the Tao Te in the midst of a deep fog. Despite their plan to escape, William decides to stay in Adeline during the fight. Because of this, Ballard suggests leaving him behind, but Tovar refuses to abandon his friend. Meanwhile, the soldiers are unable to capture a monster from up the wall, so William decides to slide down a chain. He succeeds in capturing one, but unbeknownst to him, another monster is lurking nearby. Fortunately, Tovar arrives in the nick of time and saves him. Soon the two come under attack, but Lin uses rockets made of black powder, causing some of the monsters to blow up. Did I mention this is based on a true story? With this, the Europeans are rescued and the mission is a success. After William recovers, Linda discusses the black powder with him, calling it a well-guarded secret of the wall. She calls it a terrible weapon that should never be used because of its destructive potential. She then comments that the greed of men is not so different from that of the taunt. Later the soldiers test the magnet theory and it is confirmed that it can be used to tame the monster. A lieutenant then proceeds to take the beast to the emperor, as per the imperial order. Meanwhile, William goes to thank Tovar, but the latter calls him out for pushing their goal of stealing black powder aside. He reminds William that he's a thief, a liar, and a killer. He can never be a man of virtue. It's a pretty hypocritical thing for Joel to say. In the next scene, the soldiers detect some activity near the bottom of the wall. When they rush to investigate, they find a massive hole that the monsters have created. Now they are on their way to the capital. Meanwhile, Tovar and Ballard locate the black powder hidden in the walls with the soldiers. Preoccupied, they use some of it to blow open the door to the room where most of the powder has been stored. That was risky. The commotion attracts the attention of William, and he finds the two proceeding to steal the powder. He urges them to stop, but they refuse and instead knock him out before running away. On the other hand, Lin decides to head to be on the on balloons to defend the Emperor. However, before they could embark on their journey, she learns about Tovar and Ballard's betrayal. Infuriated, she accuses William of collaborating with the two, saying that she would have killed him herself if she wasn't the general. However, a young soldier who witnessed the entire thing steps forward and reveals that William actually tried to stop the other two from taking the powder. Nevertheless, Lin imprisons William before heading towards the capital city with her troops. She also sends a cavalry after Tovar and Ballard. Meanwhile, as the two are riding through the desert, Ballard betrays Tovar and leaves him stranded in the middle of nowhere. One by one, the soldiers set off on hot air balloons to the city. William is also freed and told to go back to his world and warn them about the incoming danger. However, he refuses to leave and instead decides to fight the monsters, and when he learns that the only way to save the world is by killing the queen, he boards a balloon and sets off for the capital. Elsewhere, Ballard is captured by the bandits and taken hostage at night. While they are going through his stuff, they accidentally light up the black powder. Unfortunately for them, the powder immediately explodes, killing everyone on the spot. Meanwhile, Tovar is captured by the cavalry sent by Lin in the capital city while experimenting with the monster, the young naive Emperor removes the magnetic stone for a second, causing the Tao Ta to wake up. He eventually gets the situation under control, but by that time it's too late. The creature has already summoned thousands of touts to its location in no time. Most of the cities ravaged by the deadly beasts, Lin and her group use hot air balloons to fight the tattoo over the city, but the balloons start bursting into flames, sending some of the soldiers straight to their deaths. Lin almost meets a similar fate until William arrives just in time to rescue her. As they regroup, they notice the queen being surrounded by thousands of taut. In the next scene, Lin and the others meet the Emperor and propose a plan to use the captured Tao Tai to kill the queen. The Emperor agrees and directs them to the beast in the dungeon. There the troops lace the beast with explosives and feed it meat to bring it to the queen. They try to sneak through the underground canal to avoid trouble, but a Tete suddenly shows up. With time running out, a young warrior selflessly sacrifices himself. Who was that guy? Damn! Hence allowing the others to continue the mission. William, Lin, and Wang then go into a tower and carefully release the captured Tete as it rejoins the other monsters. William and Lin head up the tower and take out the queen while Wang stands guard at the bottom. William gets a good aim from the top and fires rockets at the queen, but she is shielded by larger beasts with thick scales that I mentioned. This is based on a true story. Eventually the beasts stormed the tower and began to attack. Wang, who was at the bottom, throws Ellen the magnet right before he is killed. With very little time left, William gets an idea since the magnet renders the creatures immovable. He wants to use it to isolate the queen, so he tosses the stone towards her, and at the same time Lin launches the rocket. The plan works and the rocket finally breaches the queen's security and explodes, obliterating the queen. Consequently, the rest of the Tat wither away, hence putting an end to the war. After they all return back to the wall, Lin is promoted to regional general. Meanwhile, William is given a huge quantity of black powder as a reward. However, he chooses to save his friend Tovar instead. They reconcile. And after bidding adieu to Lynn head on their way home with a troop following for protection. Subscribe for more videos like this. So what did you think of this movie? Leave it in the comments below, and if you like the video, please like and subscribe for more movie recaps. Thank you for watching.